This is my Camp Chef cylinder stove. So this is a wood burning stove. I'll show you how it works. And you can see it's really quite big. Yeah, really high up, right? Really, really huge. And it also comes with this. It's like an extra piece. You'll notice that there is some rust on this. That's because this was left outside. And I think you're supposed to use this like inside a tent. But you know, that comes right off. It's not a big deal. Also, I'm right by the beach, so it's really, really salty. So yeah, I had it in this shipping container over here. And I just took it out just to show you and make a quick video. It also came with these grates that go on the side, which are very, very useful for drying things. I would use that to dry things. There is no washer or dryer where I am. There's no electricity where I am. So I would use this to dry things. Also to heat water. This gets very hot. So I would take a big metal pot and I would put some water in it and I would heat the water. And that way I could do dishes, right? Because it's always better to use, hot water to do dishes. It works a little bit better than cold water. So yeah, really nice. Give a good look at it. Let's take a look and see the front of it. You see it has like a little mechanism here. Closed, open, which is really nice. You can vent it or you can close it. And then it's got a little latch here. It's kind of fun. Opens up. Oh, look at, I found them. There they are. I talked about how I didn't know where they are, and we have found them. Look, these are the wonderful grates. Yes. So you can use these to dry things. I remember using these to dry all kinds. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. So one convenient aspect of this Camp Chef stove is you can store them in there. See, I had this in the shipping container, and I did not know. Oh yeah, look at that. Both of them, and in great condition. Yeah, no rust on those, right? Which is kind of interesting. And there you see some pieces of wood. Oh, I remember these. Yeah, these were from a construction site. Someone gave me these. These things burn so fast. And there you see, you put wood in there, and it creates a fire, right? And this gets really hot, and it creates warmth. Right now, it's about 55 degrees out here where I am, and it's summer. So it's always really cold here because I'm so close to the water. The water keeps everything cold. And this is a really nice way to create heat with fire.
I'm here with the Camp Chef cylinder stove. And there was a couple of things I wanted to show you. One is, you see you have a nice flue here. So this works really well to slow your fire down because let's look at the design of the stove. If you notice, it's got a way here that you can open for more air and close if you want to slow your burn and have less, right? So when you're getting it going, you put all your wood in there, you keep your flue open like this. There's a little flap in there, so when you turn it, it means that that draft can go up the flue there through the chimney. So basically you put all your wood, you get your fire going, and if you close it with this open and this open, it draws in the air and brings the heat right up here. So you can see, because we have some rust here, I've gotten it really, really hot. So a couple of suggestions would be, do a couple of really hot burns before you put like a pot on here to boil water. You can see that the shape is kind of like my pot that I boil water. So that was one of the mistakes that I made, was I didn't give it enough of a hot burn before I started to use it as a cook surface. So give it a couple really good hot burns before you do that, and your paint will last a little bit longer. Also, ours was sitting outside with water on top of it most of the time, so that's part of the reason why we have rust. But what I wanted to show you was, once you get your fire going, you can close this flue, and here you can bring these more closed, and that way you can slow down the burn. Now some people will say that they don't like that there's no seal on the door here because they think that it makes the wood burn too quickly. That hasn't been my experience. In my experience, by keeping these really low so that you only have just a little bit of air here, and by closing down the flue, you can slow down your burn enough that your wood will last quite a while. Also, one of the things which I think we already talked about, but I really like these drying racks. We've assembled them on the side. There have been times when I've gotten the wood stove so warm and I had a washcloth hanging here and the washcloth started to actually burn.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So you will dry your items sometimes more quickly than what you want, so just keep an eye on that. Another thing you can do with it is you can remove one of these And this comes extra. It doesn't come with the stove the first time, but you can put a hot water tank here. So you just put the tank in those holes, fill it with water, and then you'll get some really hot boiling water if you have a fire going here. So that's another nice feature about the stove, is that it gives you the option of buying that water tank if you don't want to heat water on the top. Because that way you can heat your water there, plus you could cook a meal on here, and you could do everything in this stove.
And stay warm.
And stay warm. So ideally this is supposed to be inside. Like we mentioned, we bought it for outside and we're by the water, so you see some rust going on. But I do think if you kept it inside, and some people have talked about whether it's possible to put it inside of a tiny home or a cabin. It is, you just have to be sure that you get an elbow and you vent to outside, or if you're going to go straight up, make sure you have some type of protection so that all of your heat and smoke can go outside.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't put it up to a tarp like that. That's not good.
No, yes. We are doing this merely because it's raining and we wanted to demonstrate without everything getting soaking wet how to use the stove. So I've been really happy with the stove. I find it really easy to get a fire going inside there because of the way that it's built. That cylinder really draws the air in and then keeps that fire going and keeps the smoke up and out of the way. So I haven't had it draft back smoke like if you had it in a tent. It won't draft back smoke into your tent. It's made in a really good way like that. So if you're looking for an affordable stove, the value in this is really amazing. This is the one that I would recommend.